Members of Parliament, support staff, radio listeners, TV viewers, all following this meeting via social media, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I welcome you to this Central Committee meeting of Parliament. This is Central Committee meeting number 15 for today, Wednesday, March 26th. We have established a quorum of 10 members, and I invite you to stand for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. I have received notices of absence from the members Roseburg and Otley. Are there any notifications from the floor at this time? I see MP Lewis, who I now give the floor. MP Lewis, you have the floor.
This is Assisi, right? Yeah. Good morning, Honorable Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. Good morning, St. Martin. MP, Chair, I would just like to give my condolences to the family and fellow loved ones of Mr. Troy Washington, also to the Morisot and Mingret family of the passing of Mr. Gregory Morisot. His brother sat in my cabinet when I was Minister of Justice, and also to the Chittick family, in French Quarter as well, on the passing of their sister. I would also like to give my condolences to them. That will be all for me, Madam Chair.
Thank you, MP Lewis. I continue and I offer the floor to MP Myers. MP Myers, you have the floor.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and to my colleagues in the in Parliament, and to those listening by social media. I too, on behalf of my faction, the SAM, would like to extend our condolences, our deepest condolences, to the Washington family, to the employees of GB, and to the greater community of St. Martin at large. Madam Chair, it is a solemn day for St. Martin to think that someone like Troy Washington took the call to duty to do what was necessary to try to enhance his country, and now, because of the sudden passing, the country has been thrusted into mourning. So my heartfelt condolences goes out to all of those in the greater community at large, especially his family, who are suffering with this loss. I also would like to echo the sentiments of MP Lyndon Lewis to the passing of Gregory, affectionately known as Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill was my friend, and we will cool out on the strip in Simpson Bay. I wish his family strength and God's speed during this difficult time.
Thank you, MP Myers. I now give the floor to MP Kotai. MP Kotai, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair Lady. Good morning to all that are tuning in and to my colleagues. I also would like to share the same sentiment as my colleagues prior to me. I'd like to offer my condolences to the Washington family, to a great gentleman who played a pivotal part in lifting our country out of darkness, and condolences to the other families who are mourning the loss of a loved one. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, MP Kotai. Understanding, before I continue with the next MP who indicated his desire to speak, I want to make note of the fact that MP York, who do we have another? I am confirming MP Doran, but who is here? Oh, okay. I get what our Acting Secretary General is indicating, that basically the next speaker would be MP Doran, and because on my monitor it shows up as a seat number, that's why. Yes, so, but I now give the floor to MP Doran.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Secretary General, colleagues, and a special good morning to the people of St. Martin. Madam Chair, I too would like to give my extend my condolences to the family of Gregory Morisseau, someone that was a bit older than me, but we went to school together. He was very good friends with my family as well. I want to wish them much strength during this difficult time and the sudden mourning that they find themselves in. Madam Chair, secondly, I would like to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of Mr. Troy Washington. Troy Washington was a local professional that did what he had to do. He served on different platforms, notably the airport, and also played a pivotal role in securing the reconstruction funds. And based on that experience and other experiences, he was selected in the previous administration, the Jacobs cabinet, to serve as a temporary manager to literally help us come out of darkness during the difficult times that GB went through. I must say that he was able to accomplish that, and I believe that he would have been able to accomplish much more. Unfortunately, his life was cut short yesterday. Still in shock, still processing all that happened. So I can't imagine what his wife, his children, his family are going through right now. So I just want to, on behalf of the National Alliance family, wish his family much strength during this difficult time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, MP Duran. I continue now and I offer the floor to MP La Cruz. MP La Cruz, you have the floor.
A blessed morning, Madam Chair Lady, Griffier, my fellow colleagues, and those listening. Madam Chair Lady, on behalf of the United People's Party, we were lost for words. Troy was a friend for many, many years. His brother, his sister, his wife, I've known for over 40 years. Madam Chair Lady, MP Duran could not have summarized it better. Troy was and forever will be someone that I will look up to in any function that he ever had. So once again, on behalf of the United People's Party, to his family, but also his colleagues who are now also in shock, who have spent numerous hours with him every day. And this morning I heard on the radio one of the interviews that he had some time back where he vigorously defended how they felt of how they were being treated during the chaos with the GB failures with the generators. And my condolences to them also. Madam Chair Lady, to the family of the other young man who passed away. The Morisseau and Mingret family. My condolences go out to them also. Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
Thank you, MP La Cruz. And I now give the floor to MP La Vega. MP La Vega, you have the floor.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning to my fellow colleagues. I would also like to extend my condolences to the two families of the two young men. I knew Mr. Dollar Bill, a.k.a. Dollar Bill, in passing. I've seen him quite frequently. Mr. Washington I've known for a very long time. He was very good friends with some of my older cousins. So I've known him since I was about 8, 9 years old, seen him frequent the gym, Port-au-Prince, many times in the morning. So it's very shocking that we've lost these two young professionals. And my deepest condolences to the family.
Thank you, MP La Vega. I now give the floor to MP Jansen Webster. MP Jansen Webster, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning to my colleagues and to the viewers. And also, I echo the sentiments of my colleagues. I join as the United Resilience St. Martin Movement, URSM, also in expressing condolences to the families of the Chittick family from French Quarter, Morisot. I have worked with John, the brother of the deceased, and so I extend my condolences to them. I also extend my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Troy Washington from our utility company, GEBE, and also to his Hogs motorbike family, of which he was a part. I have known the family for quite some time. We grew up together with baseball, etc. His brothers and I, and his sister. And so I wish them much strength. I also wish the GBE family, the workers of GBE, because they themselves, GBE has always been a family. My former colleagues, that's how we operated. And so I am sure that they are deeply, deeply saddened. And I join with them in their sadness. And I wish them much strength in these difficult times. Thank you.
Thank you, MP Jansen-Webster. The next MP up to speak is MP Waver. I now give the floor to MP Waver.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning to the Khafir, to my fellow colleagues, to all those that are listening or watching via whichever media. I too, on behalf of myself and my family, want to extend our sincere condolences to the Troy Washington's family of the sudden loss for this country in a whole, because at the end of the day, he represented a true son of the soil, a young professional, I would say, that actually answered the call of duty when St. Martin needed it the most. And whatever happened within GB, good or bad, you know, he still was the one that agreed to take up that role to try to get us ahead of where we are today. So I appreciate the hard work he has put in, and to his family, to his friends, to all his colleagues from GBE, those around the island, and those affected all over by his loss. I wish everyone much strength during this time. And I also would like to wish each family on St. Martin that's going through some loss, that I wish them much strength during this time as well. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, MP Waver. Members of Parliament, thank you for your notifications. I can only but join you and echo your words of condolences and sympathy to the families who are now grieving the loss of a loved one, and in particular, those of the family friends of Mr. Morisot, the family friends of Mr. Washington, and family and friends of Ms. Chittick. And you would have noticed, I hope, that rather than asking you earlier to stand for a moment of silence, I ask you to stand for a moment of silent reflection. And thus I thank you for the reflections as expressed, because I believe that as long as our community, the entire community, are touched so deeply by the loss and hurt of families and loved ones on St. Martin, that we are keeping the true spirit of St. Martin alive. And so the tragic events and passing of persons who we knew and loved being felt the way throughout our community as they are being felt, again, is a testimony of the spirit of St. Martin, where, when, as we would say in the local parlance, push comes to shove, it is that feeling of unity, it is that feeling of togetherness, it is that feeling of love for your fellow St. Martiner that will keep us going during this time and in the future. So thank you for your reflections, members of Parliament, and I join you in your words of condolences and sympathy to the families who are now mourning, deeply mourning, the loss of a loved one. We continue with the meeting for today and go over to the agenda point for this meeting, which is the approval of the travel schedule for the first semester of the year 2025 in connection with meetings of Parlatino, committee meetings, General Assembly, Board of Directors, as well as the Eurolat meetings. This document and schedule can be found on the IS 650 of the date February 27th of this year. So just briefly to summarize, as I mentioned, it was on February 27th that the Parliament received the schedule of Parlatino meetings for the first half year of 2025, thus March through June. It is registered on the IS 650, and of course, members are privy to a copy of this document. And several committee meetings of Parlatino were scheduled and are on the schedule of March 20th to June 5th. And as customary, the delegation to these meetings will comprise of 2 persons per committee to attend these meetings. It is also customary that a chairperson of Parliament, accompanied by the Secretary General of Parliament, attend the General Assembly and the Board of Directors meeting of Parlatino and the Eurolat meetings. So therefore, the proposal to Parliament is to approve the work visits for members of Parliament, the Chairperson of Parliament and the Secretary General of Parliament to attend the meetings as I outlined before, and which are in accordance with the schedule received from Parlatino. Is there any member who requires to speak to the topic as I just elucidated? I don't see that being the case. So members of Parliament, since there are no comments, the approval as put forward is approved. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this meeting. I want to thank the members of Parliament as well as the general public tuned into this meeting for your attendance and participation, and I hereby close this Central Committee meeting of Parliament. Meeting closed.